Welcome back to A Conversation with the Cousins.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to A Conversation with the Cousins.
Yeah.
It's been a while. We understand, per usual, but Cousin Talk podcast is in full effect. And we were just actually talking about scheduling. So you guys should be getting episodes probably 2 to 3 videos a month. We understand is what you guys are looking for. Y'all have been lighting a fire up under us.
Just a little.
Yeah, like where are the videos? Where are the videos? They're coming. We just have been, a lot's been going
Life
on.
is lifing. Is that a thing?
Life is lifing. We actually should have coined that phrase because we said that in the other video when
Did we?
when I told them
Remember
about
that.
when I told them about the accident, the other accident. And then they hit my car.
Okay.
Nobody has said that before.
I don't think so.
Life is life.
I said it and then I looked at her and I'm like, can I say that? And then 2 people had reached out to me and it was like, that should be a phrase. And I was like, maybe it should be.
Oh, okay. Life has been
Life is life.
lifing. Yeah. It's been a lot.
We've got a lot going on. And we're gonna dive into that next episode. So
Yeah.
usually y'all they get like a where have we been episode.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you that next time. We know y'all want some content, y'all want a real conversation. That's why I said welcome to a conversation. Cause y'all eat that up when we be talking about stuff. So we got our notes out, we are ready. Y'all loved when we did relationships. So we're gonna get into relationships part 2.
Part 2.
And let me put these on because y'all want to be in my business so bad. They want to be in my business so bad.
Okay.
After we did the relationship episode, they just were like, why are you single? I got like 10 people asking me that question in the DMs.
Well, I mean, I think you need to provide a response and an answer then.
Because what did Chris Brown say?
Mm.
When I reached, oh,
I got it. Like, what? I was like, I know the answer, but I didn't want to say it. So,
well,
so Kelsey, since you brought that to the table,
ain't loyal.
it can't be about that.
You don't think so?
Because what that means is that you have trust issues.
What is funny? I am jaded.
Why?
I actually wrote a remix to Beyonce's song "Break My Soul." I'm such a jaded soul. I'm such a jaded soul, and I won't tell nobody.
We said we weren't gonna do this.
True, I'm jaded, and I haven't even I know that y'all gonna be like, please, you ain't even really been with nobody to be jaded.
Yes, you have.
The affirmative one, yes, I have.
This is the thing.
I
Why?
don't be out here in these streets.
I wasn't alluding to that.
Oh.
I'm just saying that I know you have experience with some things, but you have to know and be optimistic that everybody is not going to be the same. You're not always going to have the same results.
I just feel like people can change quickly.
Yes.
And I can change.
Yes.
I know that how I feel on Monday, I'm going to feel totally different on Wednesday. And maybe that is the gift of being a single man with no children.
How different are you going to feel from those 2 days?
I mean, it can be pretty
But
drastic.
too, like let's be
Monday, I can be like, I'm living on edge. I don't care about debt. I'm just swiping on my cards.
Oh.
And Wednesday, I'm going to be financially responsible and taking care of everything.
Yes. And see, when you're in limbo like that, really, you should be single. You're
Literally.
enjoying. That's the thing. You're
Yeah.
enjoying being single.
Don't blame me for why I'm single. I just haven't met anybody that I feel. Oh, I don't want to say that. Have I met someone that I feel deserves me not being that way?
I don't know if I've met anybody that deserves.
That deserves me being that way, or you me? Because here's the thing. I enjoy being able not to have to take into someone else's feelings into consideration.
Sounds so bad.
Is it selfish?
A little.
Oh, I like being selfish.
But
to an
that's-
extent, I'm
that's
not a
how
selfish
you know,
person.
That's how you know you are not.
Ready?
Mhm.
I'm not a selfish person though. I enjoy doing things for others. Like I want to be able to bring flowers to people throughout the week, bottles of wine, just make people feel good.
Yes, yes.
But
You do it when you want to.
yeah,
And see, that's the thing
Yeah.
is that when you choose a relationship, when you choose to be in a relationship, when you choose love, you're choosing to make those sacrifices that really, at the end of the day, you don't even look at it as a sacrifice. You just look at it as, let me do this for my person.
and I think also I've seen where I guess I've attempted to do that in the past, and it wasn't fully reciprocated.
And you weren't ready.
For sure, it wasn't ready, but I just feel like that made me feel like that's what you get for trying. You shouldn't have did it.
Oh no, because then that's when you get to the jaded point. Don't ever feel like that.
But I don't know that I could ever put 100% trust in somebody to tell them this is how I feel, this is what I've been through, this is why I do this and why I haven't done that and what I want to do. Because if it doesn't work out, I don't want to give them ammo to use against me.
Yeah, those are trust issues. Because this is the thing. This is the thing.
No,
This is the thing.
I have a problem.
It's not a problem. It's just that how you perceive things change when you have to be considerate of someone's feelings and you want your feelings considered and you are working together towards that goal. I want to consider my feelings to be considered and I want to consider their feelings. And when you're working toward that goal and you're showing up and you're giving that respect to your relationship, it is one of those things that you just make that sacrifice. It's like having a baby. You know what it takes for a woman. We know what it takes to be able to get that child here on this earth and living. But at the same time, it's like, it can be daunting to think about, but you don't think about that. You think about, I want a baby and I know I got to do this in order to have it.
But I also know, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I was just thinking, but women know that when they reach a certain point in life, the cost that it takes to go down that avenue wanting to be a mother, sometimes it doesn't, maybe the cons outweigh the pros because it's just a dangerous ballgame, especially for black women.
Yeah.
So let's say a 32-year-old is like, or 35-year-old is like, I'm ready to have children. Well, unfortunately, and it's doable, but the reason I say this is because, and I know you can't really relate that to being a woman looking to have children, but a 26-year-old man, there are things that I have to now consider about what do I want in a mate, what am I not willing to give up, what am I willing to pass on, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know that, at this late in the game, do the pros outweigh the cons or vice versa?
Because the thing about it is that despite whatever age you're at, you have to consider those things.
I mean, you do, but it's easier when you're 21 and 22.
You think it's easier when you're younger?
Yeah, because you ain't really... Cool, he's shaking his head no.
No, not.
Is it easier to forego things the older you get because you're more mature and you can see the bigger picture? Sure. But the younger you are, perhaps you're thinking very, what's the word? You're thinking more positively about something, more innocent. And so you're like, oh, we don't even have to give this up because we can just try doing both, you know? But the older you get, you're like, yeah, no one's gonna have to go.
And that love that you have for that person is going to definitely outweigh
for sure
the cons. And it's definitely gonna outweigh you getting so far into your head, like you're overthinking it. Like you don't.
Probably.
You can't live off love. Like I'm a romantic at heart, but I'm not one of those type of people that feels like you can live off love. I know that you can't do that. But you definitely just are like, you put forth that effort more willingly because of that love you have for that person.
Maybe I also know that too, I compare my relationships with individuals to the same height as a relationship.
Like as a romantic relationship.
I treat it all the same. Like if I'm treating you this well as my cousin, I'm treating this person that well as my friend, I'm treating this person well as my girlfriend. You know, and fiance and wife and so forth. I'm not... What Kelsey is as a good person is going to stay the same. You're not going to get a better version of me than so-and-so. I don't have that. I don't know how to decipher that. So if I know that I've had horrible experiences with family members or friends or whatever, even with exes, all of that plays a part into now going forward, seeing a life partner. You know what I mean? So if I did this in this avenue with you and it blew up in my face and then it blew up in this person's face and they have all different relationships with me, I feel like I don't know if I can handle it blowing up in my face with a girlfriend, fiance, or wife.
You will be able to because it's a different type of...
Might shoot her.
No.
Oh, can I say that?
No.
We'll just bleep it out.
No violence. You just look at it differently. Like my husband is going to respects his mother. He respects me. He loves his mother. He loves me.
Right.
But there's a difference in how we're treated and how he looks at us.
They don't pay me. Sorry. Can't tell y'all who gave me that sweet tea.
That sweet tea. So yeah,
look at things differently. There have been moments where I have, within, like, we've talked about this off camera. I'm trying to think about how I can say this to you guys and let y'all in on the conversation because y'all so nosy. But there have been people that have been potentials, but there were things that I was like, I would never put up with. So there have been people, like more than one, that they had children. And I just was like,
But you can't cut.
I'm ready to be a stepfather.
No. Yeah, see?
I thought I was.
You jump in that boat of being a stepdaddy right away because you were willing to make that sacrifice because you had that strong of enough feeling for that person. And you hadn't even gotten to love yet. You
I
just
haven't
were
even
like,
knew them. I saw them and was like, I'm ready.
okay.
You're beautiful.
Okay.
And that's the problem.
So there you go. But
then by a weekend, I'm like, I would never be a stepfather. And then the next week, I'm like, I'm ready.
well, that's just you being a man as well. You care so much about the outside that kind of overtakes.
That makes me sound shallow.
No. That's just the
Is it
truth.
the truth?
No. That's gonna overtake your reason, and then men get to a point where they're like, okay, but I gotta reason this out. Yeah.
I be wanting Coke bottle Beyonce shape. Ain't never met it in my life.
Yeah, and you don't have to because
And I be forgetting.
because you've
Beyonce
met.
can't cook.
And that's okay.
Remember that video?
When they're that, see, I'll forgo a wife being able to cook because I can cook when they look like that. They went, oh, her breast smells bad. I'll give her some double mint.
Oh,
It'll be fine.
Oh.
I'm sure it'll be fine. But in those instances with the children, like, I don't think though that the people I've talked to, I feel like, did we talk about that? Did y'all feel like I'll be a good stepfather?
I don't think we ever talked about that.
No.
No, I'm asking.
You want me to answer right now?
So sorry.
Oh.
You heard what your mama said.
That's where my mind went to.
Get in there and get to. No, it's not good. It's not good. I feel like he was speaking like this, isn't he?
I thought he was right there too.
I was like, who was he talking to? He's imaginary.
We have to. I want to use this as a segue real fast.
Okay.
Because a point on our list is, what could you put up with? If somebody has children, can you discipline their child? So if you were with a dude and he had kids, did you hear what your daddy said?
Yeah.
You feel like that's okay?
I don't think I would ever put my hands on that child.
Okay.
And it depends. I don't think that's okay. I feel like if you're, like, for instance, if you're at somebody's house, whether it's your friend or family, and your children get out of hand, and an auntie or somebody is like checking your child, you're like, okay, yeah, that's their auntie. Right. So then I would want, if I'm the love of your life, I would want to be at least given that much.
Are you the love of their life or are you their girlfriend? But their life has really been dating for 3-4 months.
No. I wouldn't be trying to discipline at 3 or 4 months in.
Right.
But if we're married, I have to
Okay, so
discipline.
backtrack. At what point in dating is it okay to meet the children? Because 3-4 months for me is too early.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect to meet her son after 3-4 months, and I wouldn't expect nobody to meet my kids after 3-4 months. You would?
No, I mean, I think it needs to give the relationship some time before
is
you start introducing. I think a year is extreme.
I think you need to know that is going to the person you're going to marry.
That's how I feel. Like, because my kids not about to have nobody come in.
Obviously,
they should know you have kids, and the kids should know that you're dating.
Whatever you do is fine, whatever your timeline is, but I would say at least by 6-month mark, I would be like, okay, this is why mommy is leaving all the time.
So that's early for me because the 6-month mark is usually when I know, like, but
6 months, I feel like this person is who you want to continue to pursue, or this person is not who you want to pursue.
Yeah. So okay.
So I would say at the 6-month mark, you should know, and then at that point, if it's a green light and it's a go, you can meet them. You
can meet them, but I feel like the year mark is when actual hanging out. So at 6 months, y'all have introduced. Yeah. You only see them in passing. At the year mark, you can come to the house for dinner. That kind of stuff.
Because I think that there is a risk. Obviously, you want to. The way that you conduct your dating is important, and so you want to do that with your friends and family members, and in a group setting, so that it is out of a safety measure. You having that covered. Because and this is why I say that, because I just watched a little bit of that film Missing. Is it called Missing?
Such a good movie.
And
I was really into it.
With Nia Long, right?
Yes.
And the fact that her daughter had met him and she was going out of the country with him, I was like, that's...
Through pictures, right? Oh, no, she did meet him one time in the room, right?
I didn't see it from the beginning. Because somebody had already started it. I think it was one of my kids. And so when I caught it, it was in the middle.
They met once.
Okay. In person.
But it was the day of the trip. The day the mom was leaving for the trip, they met that one time. He came in the house to
You gotta meet
Yeah.
family and everybody.
Because I'm not going on vacation
with.
in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going on vacation with you
Mm-mm.
after 90 days of dating.
Mm-hmm.
Because you might still be crazy. I don't know you.
But again,
90 days?
Again, that's why the safety of
But people
with
will pull up
having
on a flight
group-
out of people out of town. They will slide in somebody's DMs like, pull up on me, here, money for the flight. But those also aren't people looking for relationships.
They are not looking for relationships in marriage. They are not.
Yes,
That's
I feel like
safe though.
yeah, it's dangerous. We live in a time where people do not care. They will pull up and meet you after they met you on social media. Meet me at this restaurant for a date.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Unless I got my people with me, because
Yeah.
it could be a setup.
Yeah. You should always.
I'm
have,
paranoid.
Always have your people with you. Sorry.
But I feel like also too, because obviously we are born and raised differently from the scenarios that we're talking about.
Mhm.
So none of it's personal because we just, always have that view of marriage. So we're gonna do everything differently, but we still gonna critique.
I know that's right.
Mm.
Because if I'm dating you and you go to slap my kid by the back of the head because they wasn't listening,
Yeah.
now I gotta slap you in the back of your head.
Yeah, would you really? Did you hear your father and then you go?
I can't hear
That's why I say it
me.
depends on how old the kid is. Because listening to somebody like Shaq, his father was not his real father, and he raised him from like 6 or 7.
But at that point, see, I feel like there's
He
a difference.
raised him from that age.
I feel like
So-
there's a difference when that significant other is now
6 or 7?
the significant other, like a
Yeah.
marriage
Oh,
mate
sure,
versus
sure.
a girlfriend or a boyfriend. If you have now become a parent, a step parent,
Yeah.
then
But
I
now
think
you have
that-
to deal with them saying, "Dad, her boyfriend hit me. He whooped me, or he yelled at
I
me." 'Cause
don't-
now the dad
I
gonna pull
don't-
up and be like,
Yeah,
"You touched her."
I don't think hands should be put on a child that you did not
Yeah.
bring into this
But
earth.
I'm gonna be. Y'all know me. We've had multiple episodes. Y'all know I'm petty. If my son or daughter, whoever tells me, "Yeah, her boyfriend was yelling at me," I'm going over there. Why are you yelling at my son?
Let's just flip it a little bit. You're with her, and now the child has become a teenager, and they flip at the lip
To her,
to you, and
Uh-huh.
now, so now
my
what you
girl
doing?
son is getting
flip
flip
with
with
you.
me.
So now, are you disciplining? Are you what you say?
Girl, come get your son.
Oh,
Girl, come get your
girl,
son.
come get your son.
Because-
okay,
Why would I even? You're not even my child.
yeah, and now he's
But it
flipped.
depends.
You're in
Now
my
he's
house
flipped.
and I'm
You're
paying
not a
bills.
real.
Oh, where am I?
At your
Oh, I'm married. We're married.
You're married. You're not a real man. You're not a real man. You're
Okay,
not
I
my
didn't
daddy.
understand the concept.
Yes.
If I'm married to this woman and if I'm married to her and we're living together and he's in my house, that means I'm having a role in raising him.
Mhm.
So if he can flip with me, I'm gonna then talk to him like he one of mine.
Yeah,
I thought we were
let's
talking
say,
about-
yeah. So let's say there's some attitude. You tell him to do something. He's walking out the room and bump you, like
Mm.
bam with
And I gotta
with
pull
the
the back of
shoulder.
that t-shirt back, come back and try it again. Cause I'm
See?
petty, but I'm petty,
And
so
now-
I can't.
see, but now he's calling up his daddy, and he's like, he put his
He
hands,
put his
on,
hands
me.
on me, and I'm gonna be like, "Did I put my hand? Oh, see, you're right." Because then I'm like, "Did I put my hands on you, or did I grab by your t-shirt?" He got my t-shirt. Why did I do that? Tell your dad that. Now, if the father is reasonable, okay, son, you got disrespectful with him. If the father is not reasonable, now I gotta grab you by the back of your t-shirt, and we will both fight in front of your son
So
and
you
your
gonna
ex.
have both of them.
No, we might just be fighting in front of his kid.
That's
And then if the
awesome.
kid jump in and they jump me,
Well, at that
Did you
point,
see that
though,
video?
now I gotta leave her. I'm
but see,
embarrassed.
this changes all that. At that point, I would hope that we're co-parenting. Or
Yeah,
you
if we're
had a conversation
co-parenting.
with that man or that woman about what we're doing with. I don't want to say you owe it, but it's like that's my child. You're with my ex. We need to have a dialogue because you're the man that's going to be in
Facts.
his or her life. So
Yeah, for
I
sure.
need to know you just like you
We
know
should
me.
know each other. We
Mhm.
should be able to talk. We should be seeing each other at the functions.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah,
But that's about it. I don't need to be
Well,
having
I ain't
like,
gotta call you about
hey, we gotta talk
everything,
this week
but
about something. No.
yeah,
No.
yeah. I agree.
But
that's
then-
that's extra credit, but it don't. But you still gotta have.
But
some
also at
kind
the same
of,
token, I know I wouldn't do well with him calling, 2-3 times a week to talk about Junior. Text your son directly.
Yeah.
What are you calling my girl for 3 times? I don't like that. But I think you feel differently perhaps.
I feel like if it's necessary in that moment, I don't think it should be a regular thing.
Because what's necessary? Who's to determine? Was it? Because he might be saying it's necessary just because he can, and now he's just trying to make me mad. Like,
No.
I gotta call
I
her
don't
at
think
10 o'clock.
No.
And then I'm mad at her because what did you answer for at 10?
Well, no, you can, but it's gotta be immediately. Let me talk to my son, and then I see him or her with the phone, and they're talking to their child, and then once they're done, you give it back to your mama. All right, I'll talk to you later. That's the only way I'm
Yeah,
accepting.
yeah, you don't need to call
We don't
her.
need that
Yeah, I
conversation.
mean, like,
So
Hey, I
she-
want to talk to you about so and so. I just got off work. It's 10 o'clock.
Nah,
I gotta
we don't
talk
get to
you
have no
about so-and-so.
dialogue.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and then she like,
Mm-mm.
boy, you crazy. So if you hear that,
See,
What's funny? Put it on speaker. I want to laugh too. I want to laugh
some
too.
rumbling. He gonna hear a lot of rumbling
Oh,
going
I'm
on.
confused.
no.
For real,
And
the
when
phone.
he get to the door, because he coming, I'm gonna be standing there like, what you want to do?
Yeah. Because why are you
Yeah,
doing
this
that?
too.
Why are you calling the phone?
he told a joke.
Right. The jokes ain't that funny because you would still been with him.
Because when she hangs up the phone, he would still be with him. He was that funny. When she hangs up, now we're having a problem. Because what was so funny?
I'll tell you later.
She needs to wear her sarcasm shirt.
Oh no, you just made
So
me.
to take it, no.
You get mad off of it's just a scenario.
Because I just feel
But
like
that
that's
is true
exactly
in
why
some
I know.
situations,
You just
though,
never know
unfortunately.
if you're the type to be like, oh, I bought my son Bucks tickets and one for the mama. You gonna let them go? And I was just like, oh, I think about that because the son is gonna want to go with his parents to the game,
Okay, so because I just
and I could
saw,
be just a
That's just
boyfriend.
like-
We can only be dating for 6
I
months.
just saw a celebrity couple. They're not a couple anymore, but they took their family to Disney. Their kids are young, and they went on a family trip to Disney.
They're not
And
together.
They're not together.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
Well, she has a boyfriend.
Oh, was the
so
boyfriend
the
there?
boyfriend was not there. But this was a family trip.
Can't do that.
I mean,
First
they're
off, why
they're
wouldn't you
separate
want her
rooms.
if you don't want her anymore? Why wouldn't you tell her, hey, come on, bring so and so? Because I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna flex.
What
That's
if he
my flex
couldn't?
anyway.
What if he couldn't come
What do you mean?
on the family trip?
Like
What
a
if the
scheduling
boyfriend?
conflict?
Yep.
We're
Yeah.
not even calling this a family trip at that point.
Well, it's a family trip because
It's a co-parenting trip.
It's
not
a
family
it's a
trip.
co-parent. It's a co-parenting trip.
It ain't no-
I feel like
So
my
separate
flex is gonna
rooms.
be we gonna wait till you're available to come with us.
Mhm.
okay,
Or I'm just taking the kids.
Hey, you can come with us,
okay.
but his flex might be like, well, here the money for me.
Mm-hmm.
But mine is no, you're coming with us. Like I want you there because I don't want your girl. Like that's me letting you know y'all good.
Mm-hmm.
Because that sense to me, if I don't include him, it looks like you want to get her back.
Or maybe it's just that they together and everybody sat down and talked, had a conversation. We just want to do this for our kids.
Oh well, then in that
Are they
case,
staying
big
overnight?
ups to the
Mhm.
guy dating the mom.
No, we can't stay overnight.
I'm not there
Mm-mm.
ever in my life. Gonna be. Because I can be honest, that's very mature of him, the new guy.
Yeah.
I'll never do that. But I also know I would never. But I'm proud of him.
I don't think I could handle that. I would.
So proud of him.
I literally would just be like, I will either come or let's plan it for when we are.
But as adults, I
Or
feel
you
like the
just
three
take
of them
the
should have had a
kids.
conversation. The three
Yeah.
of them should have sat down and be like, "Hey, look, we want to take our kids to Disney. Here's the prices that we're looking at."
Mhm.
And then he can be like,
Ask
"Hey, bet, let's crunch
why,
numbers."
I don't know. I think some people are just
Who lets
like.
their wife go on vacation with kids?
Well, he wasn't. She's not. It is a
Oh,
boyfriend and girlfriend.
okay.
Boyfriend and girlfriend situation. They are not married, but she's in a committed relationship with her boyfriend, and now her ex wants to take the family to Disney.
But as a man, I wouldn't even feel comfortable asking her to do that.
I wouldn't. Out of
Knowing
respect,
she's
I
in a
wouldn't.
relationship.
As a respectful man, I wouldn't. But that's the problem also too in today's world. People aren't respectful in the sense of I'm trying to be respectful
Mhm.
for not only my feelings and your feelings, but their parents' feelings.
Mhm.
You know, the children. Honestly, it doesn't.
Do you
don't
think
see
it also
anymore.
sends mixed signals to the
It
children?
does. Because them kids are like, mommy and daddy are on a family vacation with us.
Mm-hmm.
How amazing! They're getting back together. They're
Mhm.
not. Because then you get back home and see Charlie on the couch. You're like, crap.
Charlie's still
You're
here.
still here.
And two, that's like the one we talked about before, where the ex-boyfriend bought her a car. Like, we
Oh
can't-
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's in a clip that y'all might see soon. With Leandra. Y'all saw that she was here recently on our Instagram page.
Yes.
I did ask them that. You're gonna see that, but I just felt like maybe we should put it out before this episode.
Yeah.
So at this point, maybe they've seen it already. But like, if the ex, because they have a child,
Mm-hmm.
buys her a new car, she's gonna give it back.
Mm-hmm. But it's a nice car, and you can drive it too.
She's gonna.
Mm-mm.
Then he's gonna always see me behind the wheel,
Yep.
and he's gonna ask for it back because he can. I didn't buy him a car.
Oh.
And I'm going to know.
Yeah.
It's always going to be there in the back of my mind.
Do you feel like if you going into a situation, you've already made the mature decision to say I'm gonna date this person with a child,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all get married and y'all have children of your own or whatever the case may be, however it happens, y'all have children of your own. Are you expecting so and so to take care of that child like it's your child?
Absolutely. I don't think I would be with anybody that wouldn't do that.
Okay. Because remember, this is old though. I seen it on social media trending.
Mm-hmm.
The dad picked up his son while his siblings were still at home with the mama, took him out and bought him an Xbox and some McDonald's and sent them back home.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't bring the other kids McDonald's.
You gotta say how many kids you had though.
I don't remember. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
That's a different.
Like, let's say it was
scenario.
4 other kids at home.
Because for one thing, the Xbox is his, but it's also going to be shared with his siblings.
Yeah.
As far as like you're going to let your siblings play with that.
Right.
And then as far as the McDonald's, that is a meal that he purchased while he was with his son.
But he
and
took him
I
back
don't,
to eat it.
I don't care. I
So
don't
they
know.
let him eat it in the car, you think?
Because what if he just didn't finish it and he's walking in the door with his Happy Meal?
Yeah, and the kids are
You're
gonna be like,
get
you
him-
have McDonald's?
Yeah, but then it's like, okay, well, babies, listen, his dad did that for him. I'll take you tomorrow. I'm not going to get on him for being a good dad.
That's the mama's fault.
It's not nobody's fault. I don't think I think the children should learn their place and understand that you will get McDonald's when I can get you some McDonald's.
time to
It
get
doesn't
McDonald's.
have to be right there because who knows when he has to miss out on McDonald's and the other
That's
kids are with their
true.
dad and they get McDonald's.
I think
Like,
actually the part of why it was trending so long ago is because she was very upset he didn't get them other kids on McDonald's. And he like, they're not my kids.
yeah. I don't
But
think
if
that
he had
should-
a rapport with them, he probably would have.
I think if the relationship was different, obviously it means that they have certain
Boundaries.
boundaries. And so if you have boundaries in place, you don't try to skirt around those boundaries to make up for what your situation is. You have to accept the fact that there's going to be some times when you're going to see those sad faces and they're crying because they didn't
I
get
thought
a
you meant,
Happy
like-
Meal. And then you
Like
got to
she
pick
had a
it back
boyfriend
up.
and he was taking care of all of her kids like they were his own.
Nah,
I
it was
like
this
baby
dude
dad.
and his own child, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, thank you so much. That was so nice of you to do that for him. Okay, kids, get your coats on because you're crying because you didn't get any McDonald's or I'm a DoorDash it. I mean, come on, we live in those times now, people. I'm a
Yeah.
DoorDash some McDonald's for my other kids.
Yeah.
Like, pretty
I don't
open.
think it's pretty late
so
in the
that it's
game.
not. No, I don't think it's that late. I think once you start getting into like your mid 30s to 40s, that would be of not a concern, but that would be a situation more.
Why do I feel like that then? What? Maybe I'm aging myself?
Yeah, I think you're aging yourself because at
I'm telling her
26
something in secret on this laptop.
at 26, that's still if you're open to that or not.
And I just hang on. Well, hang on, I'm gonna tell our producer something too because I don't think I can say this to you guys in the conversation. I can't kinda
No.
dang.
Wait, which one? The one is flashing on?
At
Yeah.
the bottom.
Because I just-
Can you say that? I don't think you can say that.
That's the point. But they didn't been through some things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Everybody
Do you think you would ask how many?
No, I don't think you would ask that at this point. You definitely would ask that.
I feel as if
Would you want to know?
You would.
But
question
even
to
if
your
we're both-
sister at this point,
if
Yeah.
which is what.
Yeah, that's true.
it was just one child,
Mhm.
I'm still gonna ask.
You are.
Mm-mm.
Why not?
You won't
Do you feel like
that.
so you guys feel like going into a relationship you don't want to know who they've been with in their past? You don't want to know that.
I do. I feel
Because
like
I'm not asking.
I feel like
I don't
if
feel
it-
like I'm not asking because I'm pressed about competition. I just want to know because ain't nobody about to be. If I get into it with so and so, they not gonna throw that in my face and I didn't know. That's why da 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 da.
Oh.
This is news to me.
I have expectations because this is something that people don't say, but I think that they would want to know. I want to know, were you with somebody that is now potentially or was a stalker? Because I want to know what I want to know what am I walking into?
Low key,
Am I gonna-
yeah.
are you-
I need to
are
know
you
the
gonna-
ex have mental
You know,
issues.
we're out having a nice time. I got on my heels, and he's like, "Get down!"
She crazy.
I'm gonna be like, "What?"
I do want to know that. I do want to know who you've been with, what's going
I
on.
don't like
and
that.
then at that time, she can tell she's crazy because then the old girl can tell me like, yeah, we broke up because he had mental issues or he had anger problems.
Yes.
Okay, now I know. Be on alert. When we bump into him downtown, he might talk crazy, and I'm gonna just know. Oh, he just tight because old girl with me now. But I need to know these things. I want
to know. But I feel like somebody would be like, I don't want to tell you, or I don't want to tell you.
We're grown, but I also think it's corny.
I was in jail, and I'd be like, you need to tell me. Like, I want to know.
I need to know everything about you because I want to be well informed before I make a life decision. I already have trust issues.
Yeah.
So now they're like, dang, you know she's in jail. What? Well, I don't think you needed to know that. It was 4 days. You should have told me.
It was cereal. It was just a long time.
She stole some cereal. No, tell me. I need to, and I do know. I remember if it wasn't on camera, I've said it before. It is corny to ask those certain kind of questions of somebody you're potentially dating. I wouldn't do it right out the gate. But if we've been together for some time, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about all of your past because I don't want it coming up later. But also just. It is sometimes kind of corny though, because then because some dudes be asking just out of jealousy or
I mean some things it's like you don't have
Like, I don't need to know how much dude made. I don't need to know what he bought you. I don't care.
You don't need to get into all of that. Like even if you complimented me on something like, oh, I really like those earrings, or I really like or something that maybe he bought. I'm not gonna be like, oh, he bought these.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, but I really don't care no way. Like, oh, these are all things that he bought me. That's one less thing I have to buy you. So I don't care. But I do know, like, dudes ask those kind of things, or maybe once you even give it back. Are you giving it back?
No. But that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't tell you that because I don't want you possibly being bothered by that every time you see me wearing it. Because obviously I like it if I'm wearing it.
So if my ex bought me my favorite pair of J's and now we're together, I gotta not wear those J's as much? No. Does it bother you?
I would not ask. Oh. I would just be like, he got some J's. I would automatically assume as a man you bought yourself some J's.
What if they send me a I want you back gift? I gotta send the gift back?
With a knife in it.
Oh. What if we laugh about it together? Like, girl, can you believe my ex sent me this I want you back gift? We're not gonna wear them. You would be mad.
I would expect you to take it, to not accept it. Now, if you're in a relationship,
I would expect her to
gifts.
I would expect my girl to do that.
Send it to the house or something like that. You couldn't just formally not accept it.
Right, but you would just
first
throw it in the
garbage.
Why
do they know your address? Oh, exactly. Maybe you might not have moved.
You would just throw it in the garbage or something, but like not any. You don't accept. Yeah, because
then you want him to pull back over to her house and give it back. Do you want to take it back for him?
I would take it back.
So what crazy woman we talking about though?
Ring the doorbell.
I mean, I'm not crazy, but I am.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my girl to wear no new gifts from an ex. Like, I want you back.
No, but I am territorial. I will let you know.
You sure you're not crazy though?
No. I mean, no, because there's always a way. There's always a way.
There's always a way. No.
Do you think that trust issues are not a reason to not be in a relationship?
Not necessarily, because I feel like those are things that you can, a certain person that you want in your life will make you work through those trust issues. All of those are issues that any issue you have honestly can be ironed out, can be worked out, can be sorted out.
I mean, I don't even think that the trust issues would be something like, they're not even things like, oh, she's not back in a certain time. Like, that doesn't bother me. It's always just am I getting the real version of you? You know?
You want authenticity.
I mean, how do you validate that? Authenticity. I can't say it.
I can't say
Authenticity.
Authenticity. You want authenticity from a person.
I want realness.
You want realness.
But you can't validate that.
But just because they do something you don't like, that doesn't mean that they're not being real.
No, but everyone's on their P's and Q's when they're looking to be with somebody, so they're not going to be themselves. I'm not.
But that's the lovely thing about falling in love and being in love with someone is that you should always want to put your best foot forward for that person.
But
you get a little relaxed.
Being on your P's and Q's and who you are a year from now is not the same person.
Well, because you might go through different things. You know, we might be in a situation where, you are holding some hostility against me because when we got into this relationship, me and you were on our game.
Right.
And we take care of our bills, and I lost my job, and now I'm sitting on the couch. And I'm like, I don't want to go back to work because I don't want to. And you're like, but I need help. And then now you're growing animosity and you're growing resentment toward me because of that.
Yeah, but now we're married and I'm stuck. That's why I just can't.
Just say I don't want to. You got to give me
I
a better reason than
I
that.
wish you let me get so far into it and then you quit your job and like, yeah, I just don't want to do it anymore. And now you don't have another one?
Mm-hmm. And now I have a baby on the way. And it's twins. So
I guess we have to separate.
If you got to do no, you have to work extra hours.
Why are you putting all these?
And this is why I can't. I can't.
Still piling it on. You gotta work.
I feel as if personally, I am not opposed to a relationship.
Yeah, well, that's
But
good. You're leaving
ultimately-
your heart open.
Sometimes I do say trust issues. I don't necessarily want to be in one right now just because I'm like in my bag, just for me personally. You know, I can buy new tennis shoes just because I can. I can buy a plane ticket just because I can.
Do you know how hard it is though for people to get to that mature realization? People think that I'm at this age and I'm supposed to have this and I'm supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wind up forcing it, and then instead of just living and seeing it through, and then you wind up getting in a situation
Well, I do
like,
have
I
a
can't
fear.
take this back.
Oh, fact. But I do have a fear of like waiting until 30-something years old to now try to look for a relationship because I see how difficult it is for others.
If I would not have found my husband at the age that I did, I probably would have. I foresaw myself waiting until I was about 30.
30?
Uh-huh.
I don't know why we make that old now. Like
Because
my
it's
generation
not.
makes 30 old and late in the game.
I think any generation does. Because I think of our past historical in this country, historically, people would get married so young. You know, there was a generation that out of high school they were getting married. And so of course times have changed, but by the time you know, or even historically in any country, a lot of times girls were becoming queens at 14.
Yeah, and they was marrying them off at 14, like you said.
Yeah,
I
so
just had a
it's like,
conversation with somebody about that. Their grandmother had married their mom off at 14. I was like, wow.
my grandmother was married by the time she was 14.
Like, it's just, that was a norm, a society.
Yeah.
Something, I guess, that they, but I also feel like with society changing and acknowledging that that's not appropriate, our expectations possibly should have changed as well.
Absolutely, they should have, and because
But they didn't.
it puts a lot of just a unnecessary pressure on you that you have to just refocus what you're focused on. If you're only focused on, you know, it can be hard, especially like I said before, when you're a romantic, you're always going to think about relationships.
Right.
Whether it's romantic relationship or anything, your focus is on relationships. But when you're not, you just have to refocus what your goals are in life,
Right.
and what you want to be focused on that suits you. Like for me, if it doesn't serve my life right now, I don't want it. I don't care if it's a relationship, I don't care if it's a job, I do not want it if it's not serving me. So
Break. We need a break. We got french fries. Remember we used to always in episodes be like, we have a food delivery and it'll be right back.
We'll be right back, okay? We're gonna let some sponsors pay for some commercials.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
Oh, okay. Good. 3, 2, 1.
Where did we leave off?
So all in all, I think that when it comes down to it, you recognize the fact that you have trust issues, but that you would be willing, and I think you would be, to work on that. Or if you found
It just clicked.
if you found somebody that you were interested in.
But no, I really do want to stand on my own 2 feet before I pursue that. And then, because that's just why I'm single now. I know I don't want to get in a relationship with other things on the agenda.
Yeah.
But once I do, then we're going to tackle that beast of trust. But I'm willing to go down that avenue with that right person.
Yes.
I really am.
So, all in all, guys, we appreciate it, y'all.
Yeah, we're glad y'all got to sit in on this conversation with us. We will see you guys soon next week for another episode.
Yes. Peace.
Cool. You a fool for this one.